How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Riddle Joker. So, last time we went on a fun shopping trip with the girls to go get swimming suits. It was pretty much just a fluff piece, but it was still a fun one and a good chance for us to kind of interact with everybody. So it was really good. Just in general for character development, I think. And of course, you guys got a little bit of that service in there that just always the chef's kiss on top. So far, everything's been fairly tasteful. Mostly. But you know, it's one of those types of games, so I'm not too surprised. But we're going to be jumping in today. I'm not really sure what's going to happen per se. We have just kind of the vague, you know, protect ISA from the creeper people and then just go to school, be successful. I'm sure stuff's going to come up, but so far things are pretty chill. So let's get up and get ready for the next start of our day, whatever that is. I can't remember if we're still in the weekend or if we've jumped into the main school week again, but should be fun. Anyway, thank you so much. Let's get started. All right, time to get up. I've woken up earlier than my alarm. Got some sleep, but it definitely wasn't a good night of rest. What does she want to tell me? Oh yeah, someone wanted to talk to us about something. I couldn't stop thinking about yesterday. Oh yeah, it was the science girl. She wanted to she was just like, hey, can you meet up with me? I want to talk about something, but it's not something we could talk about like in public. It's something personal, I think. Well, I won't know till she tells me. I never knew her before I came here. And she's also a girl. I'm way too inexperienced in interpersonal relationships to make any sort of guesses of what she wants. But first, I need a jog.
Ohayo, Arihara-kun.
Wow. Hey, Hazuki. You always up this early? Hi there, Nijoin-san.
昨日はありがとう。すごく楽しい時間だった。
Oh no, thank you. You showed me around and everything. I thought I said showed for a second. Swimming class will be exciting. Can't wait to see the looks on everyone's faces when they get to see you in your new swimming suit.
有原くんは意地悪だな。
Mostly because you act like that. I wasn't trying to, but you are going to wear it, right?
それは、そのつもりだ。せっかくみんなで買いに行ったんだから、着ないと失礼だな。
Good.
でも、着たいとかそんなことを言われると、困る。
Her face is bright red. At times like these, it's the mask of dignity and gracefulness she usually wears disappears and she becomes a more normal, bashful girl.
そんな先の話よりもだ。どうした？こんな時間に。
Just going for a morning jog.
そうか。有原くんは毎朝鍛錬をしてるんだったな。
Yeah, just a little light running is all it is, really.
もしよければ、私も一緒に行っていいだろうか。
You don't really look prepared, but sure. Sure, I don't mind.
そうか。では、ここで少し待っていてくれ。すぐに着替えてくる。
Sweet. Okay.
ありがとう。
Visibly filled with glee, she heads up the stairs. This will be my first time having a jogging partner. I was also required to learn and train in martial arts when I joined the SFD, but that served the purpose of giving me first-hand combat experience. Not knowing how to fight can lead to death in the field, so it was never as relaxed and enjoyable as this. And it's a girl too. Oh, maybe I could ask her out. Interesting.
何？勇気を振り絞るとき？
Yeah. I've decided that I won't get anywhere racking my brains, so that's why I'm asking Nijoin-san. She's a girl herself, so I thought maybe she knows something I wouldn't.
もうちょっと手がかりのようなものはないのか？それだけでは何とも。
What about specific topics that would require that? Anything you can think of?
まだ範囲が広いが、そうだな。私は新しいことにチャレンジするだな。
Ah.
昨日の水着なんかがそうだ。買うときには手が震えたぞ。
You've never bought anything? Or is it just a swimming suit?
それに、授業であれを着ることを想像すると、恥ずかしい。
Okay, that makes sense.
あとは他にも、初めてのお店に入るときなんかは緊張するな。
I completely relate to all of those. But I don't know, this whole thing with Shikibi-senpai just feels different somehow.
他となると、そうだな。陳腐ではあるが、告白とか、その、好きとか。
I mean, like, I get that, but at the same time, like, I've talked to her like twice. I don't see that as being likely. A confession from Shikibi-sensei?
有原くん、 きだよ。
Yeah, not a chance. We've only known each other, like, what, a week? Nobody would ask somebody out they've only known for such a short period of time. Wrong! Maybe in high school, but in college, that game changes real quick. You're suddenly like, no, I gotta seize the moment. I might not ever meet you again. So, like, sometimes you just gotta take that dive. But normally not likely.
あ、いや、別に恋愛の告白だけじゃないと思うぞ。
Well, what other kind of confessions are there?
告白といってもいろいろ種類があるからな。例えば桜の木を折ってしまったことを謝らないといけないとか。
Okay, okay, I see what you're saying.
どういう隠し事にしろ秘密を告白するというのはすごく勇気がいると私は思うんだ。
I agree. That's one thing that's clear to me. Whatever it is she wants to tell me, it's something very important to her. Rather than getting myself all worked up and letting my imagination run wild, I should just come ready to listen and take it as it comes. Thanks, Nijoen-san.
すまない。中途半端なことしか言えなくて。
Oh no, that's perfect. Oh no, your input helps a ton.
そうか。今のでも役に立てたなら私としては嬉しいが。しかし、急にどうした？悩み事か？
No, not really. I just wanted to make small talk.
もし私でも力になれることがあるならいつでも相談してくれ。力になる。
You're so earnest.
もちろん他言しないと約束もしよう。
Thanks. I'll take you up on that if I ever need someone's advice on something.
ああ、任せてくれ。
Thank you for the meal, ma'am.
はいよ。
I finished my breakfast, brought up my dishes. Guess I'll just head back to my room and wait for Shikibi-sensei to call. Shikibi-senpai, not sensei.
あ、有原くん、おはよう。
Good morning, senpai.
会えてよかったよ。部屋に行っても留守だったから。
Sorry, I went jogging.
そうだったんだ。なるほど。体が引き締まってるのはそれが理由なんだね。
Because I take basic care of myself? Well, I'm not specifically trying to build muscle, but yeah, I guess that's why. So, about the thing you wanted to talk about.
ああ、そうだね。大丈夫。一晩かけてちゃんと心の準備をしたから。
Okay, I'm getting nervous here. It's gonna be fine, but I can't help it. They're doing a good job of, like... also, when I go up here, for some reason, it brings that bar up. I'm not sure why it does that. You want to do it here?
できれば二人きりの方がいいかな。だから、そうだね。私の部屋で話そっか。
Can I?
それなら落ち着くし、誰かに話を聞かれる心配はないし。
I definitely won't feel comfortable in her room, but whatever's best for her. Am I allowed to go to the girls' floor, though?
昼間に入る分には問題ないよ。だから堂々としてること。
Okay.
変にコソコソしてる方が怪しいからね。
Okay, I'm ready to go if you are.
でもちょっとだけ待って。言い出しておいてなんだけど、掃除しなきゃ。昨日は覚悟を決めることに集中してたせいで、そっちを忘れてたの。だから、そうだね。
30 minutes?
30分。30分後に部屋に来てくれる？
Sure, if you don't mind me asking though, what exactly are we going to be talking about? I know it's something kind of personal, but also kind of time to mentally prepare. I kind of need some time to mentally prepare as possible.
詳しいことは部屋に行ってから話すけど。
She looks around to confirm no one else is around. After that, she quietly brings her lips to my ear and whispers,
有原くんの秘密。
What? What? Did she just say what I think she did? There's not much room for special speculation there. The only secret I have is my job at the SFD. My body starts to break out a cold sweat. I can feel my heartbeat skyrocketing. What do you mean by that?
他の人に聞かれるとまずいから、ここではちょっとね。だから、私の部屋で。
Did she find out that we took in her room? Does she have a camera in there we didn't account for? Okay.
じゃあ、待ってるから。
My feet stay rooted to the ground as I watch her walk off. Oh gosh, my stomach would just drop. I'd be like, I have such a horrific poker face. That's why I'd be a terrible agent. She found me out. How? Where did I F up? From the way she talked about it, though, it seems like she's the only one. How the heck did she catch on to me when the gosh darn security couldn't? Her power prophecy? Did we leave behind some sort of evidence when we snuck into her lab? No, it can't be. I'm extremely ridiculous about that. Then was there some digital footprint of ours at the Ames database? Well, I wouldn't know about that. Only Nanami would. But she's never made that kind of mistake before, and I highly doubt she did this time around. So what does that leave? Maybe her room has a security camera installed in it? There aren't any in the rest of the school, but it is still possible. It could be a hidden microphone or even a wire-type device. This is not good. This is really not good. I have no way of knowing that she won't report me to security. What makes this worse is that it's my second blunder already. I blew my cover with Mitsukaza-san now, Shikibi-sensei. It's hardly a situation I want to be in. And I'll have to report this to Chief. There's no way around it. Okay, calm down, Satoru. Don't shove the gun here. We don't know 100% that's what she's going on about. Boy, I sure hope I'm wrong. But if not that, then what? I can't see anything else I could possibly be. Gosh darn it. Just have to try and talk to her to see what I can do. Better prepare myself for the worst now. It's me, senpai.
ちょっと待って。今開ける。お待たせ。さあ、どうぞ。
Alright. Her room's well decorated, much unlike mine is. Also, do I smell coffee? I'm curious, but nowhere near composed enough to search for answers right now. God, I get itchy nose! If she found out about me being here from the SFD, I'm screwed.
落ち着こうと思って入れたところなの。有原くんも飲む？
No, I'm good. If you don't mind, can we get right to it?
わかってる。ここまで来て先延ばしにはしないよ。
She then takes a sip of her still hot coffee. So what's this all about? You mentioned my secret, but I can only think of one thing that would mean. I simply had to ask. My heart's pounding too hard for me to wait right now.
うん。そうだよ。君の秘密について。
Can you... What secret?
西行悟くん。
Nishiyuki Satoru. What? My body instantly freezes the moment I hear her say that name. How does she know?
その反応ってことは、やっぱり西行悟くんなんだね。
How? That's my old last name. Where did you hear about it? I wasn't always an Arihara. Before my dad adopted me, I lived in an orphanage. Life there was all I'd known. I never knew my parents. And my last name back then was Nishiyuki.
今の有原さんに引き取られるまで、風蘭児童学園で過ごしてたよね。
Yeah, but how? How do you know that?
私もいたからね。風蘭児童学園に。
Wait, what? Huh?
私も風蘭児童学園で一緒に暮らしてたのさ。
Are you freaking serious? What? You used to live there?
いたよ。その様子だと覚えてなさそうだけど。まあ、無理ない。私は目立たないようにして、当時の君とはろくに会話したこともなかったからね。
Color be surprised I didn't see this coming. Holy crap. I do think I remember a girl who fit that description. She was older than me, really quiet. She never got scolded, but was never praised either. She'd just sit off in the corner, minding her own business. I don't remember her name or what she looked like, though. That's hard. That had to have been Shikibi-sensei. Wait, so when you said you knew my secret, you were talking about how you knew how I used to live in an orphanage.
そうさ。
Good. So I'm in the clear.
何の話?
Nothing, just talking to myself. I guess I'm just still a little shocked. I never imagined I'd run into someone from my old orphanage here. Phew, it wasn't about the SFD. Come to think of it, this explains a few things, like when she asked me about my childhood that one time. It's a big relief, but still this is somewhat unsettling. Wait though, something doesn't quite add up. I should have been the only Astral there. I know for a fact that she's one herself. After all, I saw her ability firsthand on the day we first met.
そうだね。でも、本当はもう一人いたのさ。
Oh?
いじめられるのが怖くて、言い出せなかったアストラル使いが、もう一人。
Oh, so she hid it. And that girl was you.
そういうことです。私は君のこと、見て見ぬふりをしてたんだ。本当に、ごめんなさい。
What? You don't need to apologize for that. I don't blame her for doing what she needed to. I know firsthand what kind of awful things you have to deal with when people know you're an Astral. Adults won't hide their hatred for you, even if you're a kid. And with fellow kids, the prejudice is expressed much more frankly, as kids always do. You did nothing wrong, Senpai. You can blame her for keeping her mouth shut after witnessing the abuse I endured. Anybody would have. She's not responsible for what happened to me. It's my fault I got bullied, or, well, ended up in the situation I did. Just remembering what it was like back then hurts. None of that was a lie, those are my sincere feelings. Thinking back on those days, it's like taking a knife to my heart and twisting it. It's the very picture of a cringeworthy childhood. See, I've had my abilities for as long as I could remember, so I treated it as normal. I had to learn the hard way that it was different from everyone else. Due to that, my peers began to shun me, and before long, I was a complete outcast. The stupid ability is what my parents abandoned me. It's why none of the other kids want to be my friend. Dang. I don't know. It feels kind of weird. Like, I think if I kid had superpowers, I'd be freaking stoked. But at the same time, maybe if the first few people who awoke with powers abused them horrifically and like became like terroristic threats, then maybe it would be scary. Especially if there were like programs and like public initiative and maybe public shame, which is very prominent in Japan. That could be it. I was convinced of it back then. Time after time, I'd ask myself if why I was born this way. It just all seems too unfair to me. As time went on, I never resolved those questions inside my mind. Eventually, a deep anger began to brew within me. I vented that anger by acting out and being unruly. That was the real reason I was never liked. I was a stupid brat who used his abilities to make people's lives harder. Like, for example, I would often sneak out of the orphanage and go cause trouble around town. Of course, nobody wants to associate with a troublemaker, which only made my irritation spiral more and more out of control. Yeah, I can see how that's a cycle. I was trapped in an endless self-serving loop of self-pity and anger. I worry that that's what happens with bullies, too. Like, kids who rely on, like, picking on the weak to, like, bolster themselves up end up shunning the kids who might, like, show them alternative paths. And then they start drawing to them people who are drawn to strength, either as, like, co-conspirators or sycophants. And that kind of cycles a bully further and further into that path, and that also tends to lead just down to a path of destruction too. I hate the kid I once was, but he'll remain forever a part of me. Anyhow, that brings us up to the story of how I met my foster dad. It was a day like any other. I snuck out to the orphanage and was roaming around town when I happened to find a girl. She looked around the same age as me, and she was surrounded by a bunch of men whom I assumed were picking on her. They were grown adult men, so I had to look up to them. Yeah, funnily enough, I jumped those guys. I jumped those guys' throats without even the slightest hesitation, or I guess actually that was just what you'd expect from a rascal like me. Stop bullying her, you jerks! Nanda? I wasn't trying to be a hero or anything. I just happened to notice that the girl was an Astral and that these men were picking on her because of that. It pissed me off. What'd she ever do to you, huh? Leave her alone, you stupid old farts!
こっちもガキじゃねえか。お前もアストラル使いか。生意気な口聞きやがって。アストラル使いをかばうなんて、お仲間に決まってるだろ。
Y'all grown but dudes picking on some weak little girl? Aren't you ashamed of yourselves?
こんなクソ生意気なガキが。嫌いなんだよ、アストラル使いは。変な力使いやがって。うっす、気味悪い。痛い目見ないうちにどっか行きやがれ。二度とここら辺をうろつくんじゃねえ。
You first, dummy.
んだと？図に乗るのもいい加減にしろよ。
I think you're the one who needs to be taught a lesson.
このクソガキ、教育してやる。何しやがる。
Hey, he attacked me first.
このアストラル使いがただで済むと思うのよ。
Come try me! The first shot had been fired, and a full-on public brawl ensued. I ended with the girl in tears, me with a broken arm, mishandling of my ability, and all the bullies bleeding. The police were quick to arrive and take me in. They called the orphanage, and the director came to pick me up. And it kept happening, again and again. It's no wonder my peers wanted nothing to do with me. One day, however, I experienced something a little different.
お前か。ここいらで暴れ回ってるアストラル使いってのは。
Who the heck are you?
ただの通りすがりの一般人だよ。なんかもう見てられなくてな。
My dad was the one who arrived at the police station to talk to me that day.
まさか本当に噂通りのガキとはな。
Why are you here to say nasty things about me because I'm an Astral? Go somewhere else and stop wasting my time.
そういう意味じゃねえよ。本当にガキだな。
What was that? Say it to my face.
いやーすまん。ちょっと言い過ぎた。お前ぐらいの年ならそんなもんだよな。失礼なこと言って悪かったよ。
You wanna go, Cramps?
おっさんとか言うんじゃねえよ。俺はお兄さんだ。まだ30だ。四捨五入すれば。
I'm still 30 years old, rounded down. Though it says 30. But he means 30. Ha! Stupid old man.
訂正しろ!
Make me! The SFD wasn't a thing back then. There probably were some sort of organization that preceded it, which must have been where he worked at the time. So then he caught wind of some rumors about Astrals stirring up trouble around town, came to see if I was really a kid. After that, he looked at my background, began to feel sorry for me, and, unable to turn a blind eye, decided to adopt me. Aw, I was a little worried that Runosuke was more, like, used adoption as a way to, like, gain Astrals and to, like, get them to connect with him so they would listen and be willing to go on these missions. And that might be partially true, but it definitely seems like there's a good heart to him, because he definitely seems to care for us, and he seems like, it looks like he wasn't part of an organization that was looking for Astrals at the time. Like, maybe people who were cataloging Astrals, but, like, it seems like he went out of his way to help us, so that's pretty cool. I never asked him why, but I'm sure it had to be something along those lines. Following my chance encounter with him, I did in fact clean up my act. That was when I first began to develop into the person I am today. Deep down, I still ask myself those same questions I did as a child. Why was I born this way? But I'm happy now with my life. And I even have the opportunity to help others with my ability, something the old me would have probably scoffed at. I want to forget those days. I want nothing more than to move on, but those painful memories have just been resurfaced because of what Shikibi-sensei just told me.
あの時は施設から突然いなくなったからびっくりしたよ。
Trust me, I was just as shocked. I never expected to be another person out there willing to adopt someone like me. It should have also been noted that he never adopted me with the intention of working me for my ability. Okay, so it's kind of trying to clarify that. He was against me joining the NSD more than anyone else. I was determined though, so I pushed right through his opposition. Using my ability for the good of others, felt like that was the only way I'd arrive at an answer for those long-standing questions in the back of my mind. Must have been real peaceful there after I left.
それは、まあ、そういう部分もあったかもしれないね。
Yeah, I was kind of a problem. Figured.
でも私は、すごく後悔したな。
Why?
怒らないで聞いてほしいんだけど、私、勝手に勘違いしちゃってた。
Okay, I'm listening.
あんまり問題を起こすもんだから、あの子は捨てられた。引き取られたって嘘を言ってるんだってね。
Oh, so she thought like I'd been like rubbed out or something. That, a pretty far-fetched conclusion to draw.
そうだね。そんな風に思い込むぐらい。その頃から負い目は感じてたんだと思う。同じアストラル使いだから彼が暴れる理由は理解してたのに、自分を守るために何も言わなかったから。
Dang. There's nothing wrong with doing that though. You have to look out for yourself first and foremost. That's always hold true.
それでも何かできることがあった気がしちゃうわけさ。それがずっと胸の奥に引っかかってた。
Is that why you recognized me straight away?
それも多少はあった。でもやっぱり一番は、暁と書いて、悟って読む名前かな。顔立ちも似てる気はしたけど、名前が違ってたら他人の空似だと思い込んでたと思うな、きっと。で、気になったから確認をしに行ったわけ。
When it asks as in...
久々に風蘭児童学園に顔を出してきたよ、昨日。
Oh, whoa. So that was the errand you mentioned.
園長に話を聞きに行ってたんだよ。
The director. Man, that brings back memories. Not great ones, though. All that guy ever did was scold me.
怖い人だったからね。私も昨日怒られちゃったよ。いくらなんでもそんなことするわけないでしょって。
Sounds just like him.
でも、 それ以上のことはわからなかった。通常の里親制度で引き取られたわけじゃなくて、園長も何も知らなくてさ。
Probably because my dad's occupation. That'd be why the orphanage wasn't told anything.
でも、当時の写真があったから、それで、有原くんに面影があるのは気のせいじゃないって確信できたよ。
This is really interesting. I can't imagine the nasty look I must have had on my face.
大丈夫。今もそんなにいいわけじゃないから。
Oi! Was that supposed to make me feel better?
冗談だよ。冗談。有原くんの目は、目だけじゃなく、表情が昔とは全く違う。すごく明るくなって見違えた。
Is it that noticeable?
そうとも。だから私も確信が持てなかったんだよ。
So basically you baited me in here with the mention of a secret and I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
悪いとは思ってるよ。騙すような不意打ちをして。
No, it's fine. It's my own fault for being an idiot.
あと、昔のこともごめんなさい。
Like I said, you really don't have to feel bad about it. I got what I had coming. You aren't responsible for any of that.
違うんだよ。私が謝りたいのはきっと自分のため。あの頃のことずっと胸に引っかかってたから、ちゃんと謝って楽になりたい気がする。って結局自分の身を守ることしか考えてないね。成長してないな私。本当にごめんなさい。
She slumps her shoulders like someone who just got told off for doing something wrong. I'm really not good at dealing with these kinds of situations. Can I ask you to do something for me, Senpai?
はい。
Could we just lay the past to rest and not bring this up anymore? I mean, it's not like I want to totally forget about that part of my life, but I don't want it to be reminding of what little brat I used to be. Also, I'd appreciate it if you kept this between us.
最初から言いふらすつもりなんてないよ。
Thank you. For my part, I won't tell anyone about you either. Also, I'll let you do whatever you want to make amends. I'll sit here and take your apologies if that's what it takes for you to be able to move on.
いいの？
Well, it's part of the deal. Plus, I'm definitely at least partly to blame for why you feel guilty over what happened to me. I'm fully prepared to take responsibility for that.
本当に変わったね、有原くんは。まるで私よりも大人みたい。あの頃とは大違いだ。
This is really kind of sweet. It's kind of come around in a really odd way. Like, it's definitely a connection I never really thought about, but it makes a lot of sense. In an odd way that there would be some kind of connection there. She definitely seemed really interested in us, and this explains it a lot. Yeah, I know. But please don't remind me anymore. My chest is starting to hurt from all these awful memories.
あの頃の君は全方位に喧嘩を売ってるスタイルだったからね。
Please!
ごめんごめん。それから、あの時は本当にごめんね。
After that, she slowly moved her hand towards me. They came closer and reached me, but I sensed no malice in her actions. Since I lowered my guard, I reacted too slowly to stop her from pulling my head towards her. Aww. It's an odd place to go, but okay. What? A sudden surge of warmth overcomes me. I also feel a soft sensation pressing against both my cheeks. What's going on? Never experienced anything like this before. My mind goes blank as I try to understand.
もう大丈夫だからね。よしよし。
Aww. It's very sweet. Senpai?
何？
What exactly are you doing?
抱きしめてるね。
Aww. Her arms wrapped around my head. Slightly awkwardly, but more than anything, I can feel the kindness and love in her actions. I finally grasped the situation. Now my blood is rushing to my head. My body feels like it's on fire. Why did you just do this out of nowhere?
突然じゃないよ。ずっとこうしたいと思ってたんだから。
Aww. Like ever since we were kids, she wanted to give us a hug? Senpai?
子供の頃はこんな風に甘えさせてくれる人なんていなかったからね。年上としてもっと早くこうすべきだった。もし会うことができたら こうしてあげたい。
That's so sweet. Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
私も君と同じアストラル使い。君は一人じゃないって伝えたい。そう思ってた。
She's really been thinking about it for a long time, but she wishes she could change. I get what you're saying, but is this really necessary to bury my face in your cleavage like this?
でもさっき有原くんは好きに謝罪していいって何も言わずに受け入れるって言ってくれたじゃない。
I mean, it is what she wants. I mean, why would we complain? I know, but still.
言ってくれたよね。
No, I wasn't.
だったらいいでしょ。
Look, I know I said that, but we aren't little kids anymore. This is not good for a variety of reasons.
いろいろと何？もしかして変な気持ちになっちゃう？
Is that even a question? Your boobs are right in my face. How is a guy supposed to relax in a situation like this?
確かに耳まで真っ赤になってる。とはいえ自分の言葉には責任を取ってもらわないとお姉さん困るな。行き場のない思いを今後も抱え続けることになっちゃうよ。
Okay, you can do it. Just please try to make it quick.
ごめんね。あの時は勇気が出せなくて。気づいていながら見ないふりをして本当にごめん。
Her gentle voice soothes me as I bask in the comfort of her bodily warmth. I've never been embraced like this in my entire life, so I was really startled when it happened. But now that I'm experiencing it, I have to say, this is pretty nice. It sounds weird, but it's almost like her feelings are flowing into me. Her warmth is wrapped around me like a blanket, and I feel so cozy. This is very not good, having my face buried in her cleavage is so embarrassing. But there's a voice in the back of my mind telling me to surrender myself to her. Senpai, if you're done now, could you please let me go?
なんだか失礼な反応じゃない？そんなにお姉さんの胸はとね。
That's not the problem. That's, not the issue. I almost feel like a little kid crying in his mommy's arms. And now that that image is in my head, the embarrassment is amplified tenfold. It's embarrassing. You can't tell me you aren't either. I mean, I'm a guy.
もちろん恥ずかしいさ。胸がドキドキで手が震えてたんだから。でも実際にこうしてみると妙にホッとするというか母性がくすぐられるというか。ねえさっちゃん。
Am I supposed to be Sachan?
もちろん。
That sounds really girly.
あれダメ？だったらサトルくんって呼んでもいい？
Not really?
なんでさ、ななみちゃんは呼んでたよね。
She's my sister. Yeah, she's my sister. I didn't even want to use my first name.
まず昔の西行くんではない。でも過去を知った以上見知らぬ有原くんって呼ぶのもなんか水臭いかなってね。
Okay, come on, at least let her use the name.
だからサトルくん。それでここから新しい一歩を踏み出したいなとお姉さんは思うわけさ。
She is starting to milk that excuse a little. Feels like a cheap of you to bring that up now.
どうしてもダメって言うなら
Don't.
こういうのはどうだろう。
Oh gosh. What? I can't move my body for some reason. Oh no! My upper body mainly. It feels like... Senpai, what are you doing?
私の能力で有原くんの周囲のアストラルを固めて壁を作ってみたのさ。
That's cheating!
こうして動きを封じてしまえば動きたくても動けまい。
What gives?
もしここで私が悲鳴を上げたらどうなるだろうな。襲われてるように見えちゃうかな。
Okay. First of all, that's freaking rude. Like, that is not okay. Secondly, that smile is very creepy. What the? You're wicked!
気になることがあると口にせずにはいられないのが私の悪い癖。
You should really do something about that. My body's so tightly fixed in place, I feel like I've been frozen. Man, I didn't know she was capable of creating walls this strong. If she screams out right now, I might seriously be accused of assault.
さすがに脅迫は冗談だよ。 叫ぶつもりなんてないから。
I just want to point out that if the roles were reversed, that would be a lot creepier than it's being portrayed. Just saying.
でも、サトルくんって呼びたいのは本当。どうしてもダメ？
Fine, you can call me whatever you want.
言ったね。現地を取ったよ。
Yeah, I know. So can you please deactivate your power?
はーい。
Ugh. The moment I regain my freedom, I pull away from her.
そんな慌てて離れなくてもいいのに。
Well, excuse me. Well, I guess I'm not the only one who's changed. You used to be the quiet, timid girl who reads books in a corner, but look how bold you are now.
あれは演技。私はもともとこんな性格だよ。
Well, I think it's a wonderful thing you've been able to express yourself and be who you truly are now. You must have met some great people after we went on our separate ways, senpai.
まあ、ね。
Guessing there's some real stories there.
それはともかく、マユ。
What?
だからマユ。式部先輩じゃなくて、マユって呼んでほしいな。
Why do I have to use your first name? I thought it was about you.
お互いの過去を知って、お互いに呼び方を変える。
Alright, but people are gonna ask questions.
仕切り直しとしては、そっちの方が素敵だと思わない？
Sorry, but I have to decline, Shikibi-sensei.
そうやって何かと反抗したがるところだけは昔と変わってないね、サトルくんは。まだまだ反抗期？そんなこと言う子は今度は本気で脅迫しちゃうぞ。
Please no. I'm leaving. Bye.
待ってよ。マユでもマユ姉でもマー姉でもお姉ちゃんでもマユパイセンでもいいから。
Whoa, don't pull my clothes out like that. Gosh, she's pulling my pants down. Someone help!
呼んでくれないと逃げられないように脱がしちゃうぞ。
Hands away from my belt!
昔はこうしてよくおむつを変えてあげたよね。
Can you not make up crap like that? I'm not on grown diapers by the time I moved the furon. Look, fine, I'll do it. Could you stop this now?
本当？じゃあ、はい、どうぞ。
Mayu senpai.
なんだかぎこちない。
Please cut me some slack. Never call a girl by other than my sister by her first name ever. It's not that big of a deal, I know. I still can't help but get nervous when I try saying it.
なら仕方ない。でも、十分かな。私のわがままを聞いてくれてありがとう。
A little pushy? That's definitely... No, she's being very pushy.
これからも改めてよろしく。
Me too, Mayu senpai. Also, not to distract from this touching moment, but please let go. This is urgent. My pants are falling down. I really don't want to ask anyone else to see us. I don't want anyone to see us like this. Naturally. Naturally. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Nothing, I swear!
だが、式部先輩は有原くんのズボンを脱がそうとしてるじゃないか。二人はそんな関係だったのか？いつの間にそんな関係に。というか、こんな昼間から良くないぞ。
We aren't, and it's not what you're thinking!
そういうことは、夜に声を殺してひそやかにするものではないだろうか。
And you don't care that we've been doing it to begin with?
そうだな。そもそも寮の中での不純異性行為なんて許されないからこそ、男子は夜に女子のフロアには入れないわけで。だが不純でなければいいのか？二人が純粋な愛を貫くのであれば、周りが口を挟むようなことではない。いや、しかし
I like how that little loophole is like not part of that calculation at all. She's like, wait a minute, but if you're actually in love, should I get in trouble for that?
とにかくちゃんとつけないとダメなんだぞ。
Azuki has just shot up to most likely best girl in my opinion. That was amazing. Why'd you have to scream that out loud at the top of your lungs?
リドルジョーカー。まったく 昨日は心臓が口から飛び出るかと思ったぞ。
I'd argue that you almost gave me a heart attack yesterday. Alright, so this will be a bit of a shorter episode, but that was the end of a chapter. That's a good place for us to end. And frankly, things have taken a bit of a turn here. I'm probably going to be posting something more publicly, but just FYI for you who are watching this, because the situation has recently turned. So I mentioned how, like, there's a bit of a bug going through my house, right? Well, turns out somebody in our home just tested positive for COVID. So this next week could become very spicy indeed. Unfortunately, it looks like most of the illnesses, the worst of it happens at night, so I'm hoping it won't affect my recording schedule, but it really might, because I might need to be on hand to help out around the house. And then if I get sick, we'll see how I feel about it. Heck, I could be sick right now. I just might be asymptomatic, you know? So we're going to go through that process this coming day. Like, when you're watching this live, we're likely already going through the testing and everything. Well, we've already started self-isolating, and we're going to keep that up, obviously. We managed to get this far without anybody in our house getting sick. So it's unfortunate, but we're all vaccinated and everything, so it's probably the best time for us to catch it, but it's just still unfortunate. So, yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on things, but for the minute, that's the situation, so... yeah, shorter episode. Sorry about that. Like, you might even notice a skip back there. That's because I got called away and I cut it out, obviously, but I had to go and take care of some stuff. So, yeah, it happens. Anyway, thank you so much for your patience. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully we'll be able to keep doing these episodes next week, but I know you all would be totally understanding if I have to take a break. And I have no doubt of that, but I still feel like sad when I have to, because I like making content. I like keeping my content consistent, so it's a lose-lose for me. So hopefully it won't be too bad, but hey, thank you guys so much for being here, for spending your time, and hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. It's been a real treasure, and just, it explains a lot, but there was some questionable stuff going on there. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit. Like, it's one of those things, again, with the roles reversed, it would be exceptionally more creepy, and it's just one of those things that's just like, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, it's humorous and interesting, and like, it has an interesting dynamic, but at the same time, it also kind of feels a little wrong. Am I being too sensitive? I don't know. Maybe I am, but like I said, when you can flip the role, like the gender roles in a situation, and it turns it from being like, oh, it's a comedy, to, oh, that's being really creepy. Like, I think that's something that we should be thinking about, you know? Because sexual harassment is sexual harassment. It shouldn't be okay just because it's a girl doing it to a guy rather than a guy doing it to a girl. And I think that was crossing that line. Again, though, it was all in good fun, so it's not like a huge deal, but just something to think about. Anyway, enough about that. Thank you to the patrons who are being here. I actually forgot to thank you guys in my last video, and I feel really bad about that. I need to do a patron cast. I was planning on recording it this weekend, but we'll see how that goes, because I don't know. I might do at least a little update for you all, but thank you so much for your patience and for selecting this game for us to play through, and also for everyone else who is here. Thank you so much for joining me, for being a part of this wonderful channel and making it a wonderful channel. Like, I mean, the channel's fun to make for me, but it's wonderful because of you, so thank you. And until next video watching me, I've seen you next. I'll see you there.